My granny wanted to run. Actually, not just wanted to, could. Really, really well. She wanted to run professionally. She wanted to coach others to run as fast as her. The thing is though, nobody ever asked what she wanted to do, what she wanted to be when she grew up, what career she wanted. She was told, girls don't really do that kind of thing. Well, what kind of thing do we do? Growing up, girls have expectations of what life is going to be like, and at some point it changes. We're told we don't live in dream worlds. Girls have their place. That's just how things are. When I'm wee, I go and see Swan Lake at Christmas with my mum and dad. The ballerina can twirl on her tippy toes. She looks like a princess. I want to be just like her when I grow up. Granny always says I can be anything I want to be. The next summer is our first without Grandad. Little brother and I are staying at Granny's for a week. I get up, go downstairs, careful with my socks on the wooden steps. I'm breaking the rules. We're supposed to take our socks off in case we slip and fall through the gaps. Little brother is playing with toy cars in the hall and Granny's in the kitchen. She's humming away. It's probably something Elvis. She looks deep in thought. She's smiling, and that makes me smile. Good morning, Princess. Good morning, Granny. She gives me a big squeeze. She smells of lavender. Right then, Cocoa Pops or porridge? Daft question. Well, we tuck in and Granny suggests a plan for the day. Well, I was thinking we could go to the Mile and see the Museum of Childhood. Actually not quite sure what that means. We agree. That day, Granny relives her childhood, remembering toys she used to play with and telling us stories about growing up. I'd never realised how different things were. Granny lives on a farm just outside Edinburgh City with her family, run by her granddad. Her mum's dad. She likes playing with the dogs and petting the cats. Then things change. There's a lot of hiding under tables and sometimes you can hear a bang further away. And there's a new food called spaghetti. You see, some Italian soldiers have come to work in the area. Granny really likes this. She loves watching them cook and hearing their stories from Italy. She's learning a lot about the world. Her mum says they've to be nice to them. Apparently a lot of people are being really horrible, but mum says they aren't to be horrible. She doesn't explain this any further. Some of them are just kids too. They're just as scared of everything as she is. They just happen to be from there instead of here. Granny always says, why be horrible if you could be nice? Years later, I'm stuck on being a ballerina. Mum and Dad put me in a good dance school. I'm learning to dance in my pointe shoes, but they do hurt quite a bit. At school, we choose what subjects we want to do for exams. We get a class on career guidance and learn about university, college, apprenticeships. We're told it's always good to be prepared and have a wee think. Granny's favourite subject is gym. She's really good at sports. Maybe she could teach other people sports. Classes, girls and boys are split up. The girls do home skills while the boys play football. The girls have to learn. Granny thinks that's unfair. She's better at football than she is at stitching. She's better at football than most of the boys. Oh, and everyone knows it. The teachers know it. Granny regularly wins at local sports days, always ensuring the trophy comes home for her school. First. That was her place. Granny wonders if she could do this forever, after school, for working like. Nobody ever mentions working, outside of the farm anyway. Nobody ever mentions it at school. You see, some girls do go to university now, but nobody mentions that either. Honestly, round here most people just don't go to school. That's just how things are. But Granny likes school. She gets on with the teachers and the students. She's got a few girl friends she's really close with, but she gets on with the boys too. She gets called a tomboy because she likes sports and climbing in trees. Oh, some of the boys are such show-offs. They think just because they're boys they'll be better than Granny. She knows that's not true, and loves when she can prove it. One particular afternoon, a challenge presents itself in the form of some rotten bully boys. Oi, girlie, I've heard you're pretty quick on your feet. Yeah, on a bike too. Granny didn't like to be cocky, but this one was a right arse. Race you to Ricky Farm then. You're on. We win, we get your lunch. Aye, and if I win. Laughter. 1, 2, 3, go. And off they went, Granny and a bunch of bullies rolling down the hill, over the reservoir, over the river, up the big hill, back down the big hill, until they reached the finish line. The boys unassuming she'd win. Granny unassuming she'd lose. She slows down a bit, loses her pace. She's conserving her energy, playing the game right. She knows there's a straight coming up. The lead bully reckons he's won. He's already gloating. Granny laughs. Time to teach a boy a lesson. Like lightning, like a speed train, Granny rattles up the bully's right side. He's shocked. She isn't. Using all the might and power she has, she speed cycles flat out until she reaches the farm. With the finish line in sight, she turns around and clocks the boy's reaction. She's won! The next day at school, gutted and on wobbly legs, the boys approach Granny. I'm no after your lunches, lads. As she smiles and walks off. She'd never any want for their lunches, never any intention of taking them. She just wanted to prove a point. She knew her strengths, and she was not about to play them down for some silly lad's ego. Granny always says, girls can do it too.